Imagine waking up from a coma and suddenly speaking languages you've never learned. Unreal? Well, it happened. A young American man spoke Spanish, Italian, Japanese, even though he only spoke English before. So what is it? A miracle? A brain glitch? Or something far deeper, hidden inside the human mind? In this story, we go beyond medicine, beyond logic, and straight into the unknown. It all began in 2012, California. A 22-year-old man named Ben McMahon was in a terrible car accident. His car flipped. He was rushed to the hospital, barely alive. He fell into a deep coma. Doctors prepared his parents for the worst, but they stayed by his side, praying, hoping. Days passed, and then Ben opened his eyes. But what he said shocked everyone. He spoke Mandarin Chinese. Chinese, not English, not a few phrases, full sentences, fluently. His parents were speechless. They couldn't understand a word, but a Chinese nurse in the room understood perfectly. Ben looked at her and said, "I feel good. Thank you for everything." And then he kept going, as if Mandarin had always been his first language. But here's the strange part. Ben had only taken basic Chinese lessons in school. He was never fluent, never confident. Before the coma, he could barely say a sentence. Now, he was speaking perfectly. And it didn't stop there. Days later, Ben started speaking Italian, Spanish, even some Russian. It was as if something inside his brain had unlocked. Doctors were stunned. They diagnosed him with something extremely rare, acquired savant syndrome, a condition where, after a brain injury, a person suddenly develops incredible abilities: music, math, art, and in Ben's case, languages. There are fewer than 100 documented cases in the world, but Ben's story was different. He didn't just speak the languages. He thought in them, he thinned them, dreamed in them, felt like a new version of himself. His friends noticed a change. He was calmer, more thoughtful, more distant, yet somehow more present. It was like his mind had been to another place and come back, different. And according to his parents, Ben, at one point, mentioned places in China he had never visited, describing details only locals would know. How? No one could explain. What's even more fascinating is how Ben's case challenges our understanding of memory itself. Memory is usually considered fixed, things we store and recall. But cases like his suggest that memory might be more fluid, more dynamic. It's as if the brain can rewrite or even create new memories from scratch after trauma. Could this mean that our sense of who we are is far less stable than we think? But the mystery doesn't end there. Some experts warn that these sudden abilities might come with a price. Ben started having strange dreams, vivid, almost like memories that weren't his. Voices whispered in languages no one around him understood. Was his mind tapping into a hidden realm? Or was something else trying to communicate through him? Ben's case is not unique. Throughout history, there have been extremely rare cases of people gaining unexpected skills after brain injuries. Like a man who suddenly played piano masterfully despite never having learned. Or others who recalled detailed memories of places and events they never experienced. These phenomena raise deep questions about the limits of the human mind. Science has advanced a lot in understanding the brain, yet it's still far from uncovering all its secrets. There are parts of our brain whose exact functions remain unknown. Some theories suggest memory is not just stored information, but a complex network of connections that might allow seemingly impossible things. Could our brains be gateways to other realms, or repositories of souls and thoughts accumulated over time? Deep psychological trauma can change how we see life, reshaping our thoughts and feelings. Sometimes it opens new doors inside the mind. But this opening can come with fear and confusion, as if the person is living between two worlds. Ben himself mentioned feeling like a new person, yet sometimes strange and disconnected from his old self. And it's not just about language or skills. Some people who experience these transformations report changes in personality, values, even spiritual beliefs. It's as if a door inside their soul has been unlocked, exposing parts of themselves they never knew existed. This raises profound questions about the nature of consciousness and personal growth. These changes don't just affect the person, but also those around them. Family, friends, and society face challenges in coping with such conditions. How do you accept that someone you love suddenly becomes different? Can relationships remain the same, or must they be rebuilt? There's also a growing interest in how these rare abilities could inspire new therapies for brain injury patients. Could we learn to unlock dormant parts of the brain in a controlled way? Might trauma, while tragic, also hold the key to healing and expanding the human mind? Scientists are still far from answers, but stories like Ben's push the boundaries of possibility. So what happened to Ben? Some scientists believe we all have hidden talents, buried deep inside our minds, and trauma sometimes wakes them up. Other theories go further. Some say language might be encoded in our DNA. Others believe Ben's mind might have connected to a past life or even tapped into someone else's memories. It sounds crazy, but sometimes reality is crazier than fiction. And then there's the question of identity. If your brain changes so much that you start thinking, dreaming, and feeling like a different person, where does the real you live? Is it in your memories, your language, your soul? Or is the self just a story we tell ourselves, fragile, ever-changing? Ben's case made headlines around the world. TV shows, interviews, doctors came to study him. Some called him a fraud, others were amazed. In every interview, Ben switched between languages, effortlessly. So now we ask, was it a rare medical condition, or something science just can't explain yet? Neurologists say that one area of the brain, called Broca's area, controls language, and trauma may damage some parts while activating others. It's like the brain rewires itself. Another theory, we unconsciously store sounds and words we've heard, and after trauma, the brain assembles them like puzzle pieces. Whatever the cause, Ben came back, different. Scientists continue to study cases like Ben's. Some hope these discoveries will unlock secrets of the brain, memory, and consciousness. Others worry about what it means for free will and personal identity. One thing is certain, the human mind is far more mysterious than we ever imagined, and every story like Ben's is a glimpse into that unknown. He says he doesn't remember a single word from his old life, but in this new life, he sees the world through different eyes. So here's the question. Is there a version of yourself you haven't met yet? And if you woke up one day, speaking another language, thinking different thoughts, feeling like someone else, would you still be you? This story isn't just about a man, or a coma, or even languages. It's about what we don't know about the mind. It's about the hidden doors inside us, and what might happen if they suddenly open. So tell us, what do you believe? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more stories like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, so you never miss an episode from Beyond the Quinn. And guess what? YouTube's algorithm is sure you're gonna love this video. You absolutely have to watch it.